Hi, I'm Anthony D'Alessandro from Deadline Hollywood, and we are here with the director and the producer of Peacock's documentary, Stormy, which is premiering tonight at South by Southwest. Let's welcome director Sarah Gibson. Hello.
Hello.
And producer Erin Lee Carr. Hello. So let's start off with, it's another intense election year. Here we are in the Democratic stronghold of Austin. And there's not a lot of political, sit downs going on. Like last year, there was Nancy Pelosi. In years past, we've had Bernie Sanders. This year, we have Stormy Daniels. And I was wondering if both of you could talk about how daunting it is to be here, because this is an intense place to take the documentary.
Well, it's International Women's Day, so I think we're in perfect alignment with the universe. Stormy Daniels is coming here to Austin tonight to attend the premiere of our film. We were able to show it to her in the last few days, and she was really encouraged by what she saw. I think the film is extremely illuminating and shows a side to a person we've only read about in the headlines. And some of her foes have had really big platforms to speak their story and their side and their truth. And Stormy hasn't had that same privilege, honestly. And we felt like it was time for that to happen. And just so grateful to Peacock for stepping up and doing this with us.
And, I'll add that this, as you said, it's a tough place to bring the documentary. And so there's a lot of thinking on Stormy's behalf of is this going to be safe for me? And so we've had to really think about how do we keep her safe? How do we do this as protocol? Because every documentary at South by is incredible. I'm a huge fan of the festival. I've had 2 films premiere here before. But yeah, it's a horse of a different color and there's safety concerns. And so I think that it's so brave of Stormy to be able to get here and stand there and tell her truth, but it is not lost on us how much bravery it takes to be her every single day.
I mean, I'm under the impression from this discussion that she's still getting threats from the Trump side. Can you talk about?
Daily. I mean, we received a response from the Trump campaign yesterday after the trailer was released. And, we were like, wow, this guy's got a lot of time on his hands.
Tell the favorite part. The favorite part was that they put documentary in quotes, this documentary. I was like, it is documentary in all caps. Let's be real.
Yeah, we were surprised that he had that much time on his hands to pay attention to a documentary about someone who he said, is a liar and said this never happened. We're just honored that she trusted us and that we get to tell the story at this moment in the history of our country. Feels really powerful.
Tell us about getting access to her and how this whole journey began.
Yeah, so I worked with Stormy in 2019 on a comedy project, and she left the set that we were working together on and was detained at the Canadian border with 17 charges on her FBI record that turned out to be bogus and were put there. Political tampering was suspected. And Stormy was texting me about it, and I was just in shock. And we kept in touch over the years because I really felt for her. I saw what she was dealing with in the media and online and the bullying. And I just felt like this is a mother. This is an artist. This is a woman who never asked for this. She just stood up and did the right thing and has paid a heavy price for too long. And no one knows everything that's happened to her. And the world needs to know.
And her motives have been so questioned every single time. Everybody, when you say Stormy Daniels, a lot of people have a gut reaction. Oh, she did it for the money. She did it for the attention. And think about how many thoughts there are about women that they do or say things for the attention. This attention has brought upon death threats to her life. And so when we think about that, we're hoping to rechange the narrative, and say that, yes, she has become this fighter of the resistance, but as Sarah said, at a heavy, heavy cost. And so, yeah, I'm hoping when people think Stormy Daniels, they think brave, because it is really difficult to do what she did.
Now, there's this whole other subplot with her when it comes to her her former attorney, Michael. Was he a target, or talk about that? Was he a Trump target, or no, there was ill will there?
So Michael Avenatti had a lot of problems all on his own that had nothing to do with Trump. He is serving 14 years in prison. Only 4 of them are for Stormy Daniels. He was convicted of tax evasion, defrauding other clients.
Extorting Nike.
Yeah, so he had plenty of problems when the Stormy charges came down. I think that he was an opportunist. I think he saw Stormy as a person who wasn't likely to speak up if he did anything to her or even notice. I think he just underestimated how smart she is and how strong she is. And he picked the wrong lady to mess with. Let's just say that. And he's in prison now. And I think that what's happening with him is justice working well.
And then for those who watch this, what do you hope that they come away with learning about her?
Well, everyone just reads in the headlines, adult film star Stormy Daniels, porn star Stormy Daniels. She's a multidimensional human who's been dehumanized in the headlines. And we really wanted to show the world this powerful woman who has been through so much and survived through it. And it's intensely inspiring that she's made it this far, from her troubled childhood in the South to becoming an entrepreneur. And Stormy's a survivor. Stormy's a capitalist. And we want people to be inspired by her story, and also to shine a light on the justice system and how it's not created equally for everyone. And it's really important that some laws change with regards to the fact that Stormy now owes Trump's attorneys over $600,000 for a case that Michael Avenatti handled for her after being criminally charged and convicted of mishandling her as a client. And the fact that she owes that money, that's a hole in the justice system. And Ari Melber says it in our film. There is structural misogyny in the justice system when most of the lawyers are men, most of the judges are men, and they're stacked against people like Stormy and people with less power. So we really wanted to show the world what's going on here. And we did that with our Britney film, and we're able to really get some change to happen in the legal system. And we would love to see that happen here too.
Now, she had, well before this situation in 2016, she had political aspirations. Does she still have those?
We had that in the film at one point, and it was just such a rabbit hole of a story. It almost like Stormy's Advocacy almost is like a whole other movie, because she is a really big advocate for reproductive rights in New Orleans, Louisiana, where she grew up. And she really sees that as a really important, powerful issue for her to champion. She is someone who ran for the Senate in Louisiana in 2009 and didn't do too badly. I don't think Stormy, I think she thinks politics are pretty evil, and I don't know if she would ever sign up for that. But I hope that she continues with her advocacy work, because I think she's really powerful at it and really impassioned about it. So I'm excited to see what happens for her in the coming years.
Excellent. Stormy director Sarah Gibson and producer Erin Lee Carr. It's premiering here tonight on the opening day of South by Southwest. And then the debut date of Stormy?
March 18th on Peacock. Yes. And hopefully global after that. So we're
Excellent.
excited. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course.